Hey everyone, Mr. X with the Xtreme channel here. Lately, my wife and I, Mrs. X, have been addicted to this show on YouTube called Outdoor Brothers. It's this cat named Luke who sleeps in the Alaskan wilderness. He sleeps in negative 28-degree temperatures. He builds ice igloos in the land, or in the snow. He lives off the land, and I was thinking, you know what, that can't be this hard. So Mrs. X and I are heading up to the dangerous Rocky Mountains in some of the most remote areas in the United States, without food, without beer, without toilet, and we are going to try and survive for a week up there.
You can survive for a week. I'm going home.
A week. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thank you for tuning in. What is sure to be a very different video. I will surely survive. Tough. So we are traveling up to the mountains. We're driving up there. We started at 5,100 feet above sea level. So the elevation will definitely be a thing as we continue to go up. But again, strong like bull, shouldn't be a problem. I forgot to bring one of those mountain climber leashes for Mrs. X, who's holding the camera. But we'll see how she fares. She's not a big outdoorsy girl.
I'm tougher than you.
She is tougher than me, but she's not a big outdoorsy girl. So we are going up there. Like I said, we have no food. We do have some water, and then we'll have to eat off the land. I'm hoping we're going to find some ptarmigan and
You can't wait
and some moose.
You can't wait to get that monster though when we get back.
Yeah, in a week from now. So I did bring a 9mm, but that is strictly for protection, not hunting, in case some other weirdos are up there camping and they want to make their way into my tent. So, which we didn't bring a tent, so we're going to have to build our shelter. It's going to be a crazy time.
Build it.
And
I'll watch you.
we are, I did bring 4 pieces of gum, so we could be okay with that. That should hold us over for at least the first few days.
Do you have a saw?
I do not. We're going to have to break everything, our teeth. So, yeah, we're about halfway to our destination. We are taking the Cybertruck. I don't think there's any chargers up there either, so I don't know if we can get back, but we'll figure it out.
You'll have to figure that out.
All right, so we've been hiking in the wilderness here for how long? 4 or 5 minutes?
6 hours.
Minutes.
30 seconds.
I had 30 seconds. Our car is like right over there. But I got to tell you, I'm already exhausted. We're going to have to find some food fast.
Good.
So I do have a camel pack full of water, so that should keep us hydrated. But shh, did you hear that? I think that was a ptarmigan. But yeah, we're already well in. We are at 7,500 feet in elevation. We'll probably get up to 14,000. Most people takes about 8 to 10 hours to do that. We'll get there probably within the hour. But yeah, so this is day 1, and we're gonna try and stay out here for 7 days with no resources. Right?
I didn't hear what you said.
She's never listening. So, see this plant right here? This is called the Himini Jiminy, and
Oh, you know what it is?
for most people, they're poisonous. For me, I could eat them. I'm just not super hungry right now, so we'll have to remember this spot.
Oh, looks like there's some berries over there too.
There are some berries, so these are highly poisonous to normal people, and they give you really bad diarrhea. So we're gonna stay away from those. So again, we're at 7,500 elevation-ish, still climbing, and if you look closely, you can actually see downtown Denver, Colorado right there, which is one of the reasons that Colorado is so enticing to people, simply for the fact that you can have a large urban area with everything from Broadway to 4 sports teams, and then you can get away in the mountains in just a few hours. All right, so we've been going for how long? 5, 6 minutes. Thankfully, we did find a survival shelter. So I believe these are free for people to use. So we might spend the night in there. We'll see. Now this trailhead that we're on, actually this is one of our favorite trails to come to. You have a lot of different options. We're gonna take a trail we haven't taken for a few years. It's a little bit easier of a trail for normal people, or for us. For normal people, it's kind of difficult. This isn't our favorite trail. Our favorite trail is actually, it's got what, about 1,000, 2,000 feet elevation up and down, streams, the castle, or not the castle trail, the one over there that we usually walk. Much more dense, it's in the forest. But this one's kind of wide, but it's going to have some significant elevation. And then also, we're going to go by the ruins of a castle, so let's check it out. So one thing about being at very high elevations is you always want to hydrate. So this is a camel pack, and you can fill it with anything, water, vodka, it's all good. And I gotta tell you, I am thirsty. We are now about 7 minutes into the hike, and if I didn't have this, probably wouldn't have made it. So some very beautiful scenery over here. You can kind of see the peaks. That is Mount.
You don't even know.
That's the Mount Wilson next to Mount Logan, and looks like somebody started a shelter right here. We might be able to use that for later. And then next to that is Mount Xavier. I'm just naming X-Men. So these particular trails we actually know really well because we've done them for probably a decade or so. Even when our children were very young. Now they couldn't quite do 4 or 5 miles on their own, so we'd have to carry them. And actually, right over there, I remember a trail. It was either early spring or late fall. The entire trail was covered in ice. And there was a huge group of people plus us. So I ventured out holding one of my children. And the second I stepped on the ice, I literally slid about 30 feet, trying not to drop my child. Notice I said trying, I didn't say I didn't drop my child. But this is one of the reasons we love coming up here. This could be like Pride Rock. This is probably where they filmed Lion King. This big rock over here. Wouldn't doubt it. And if I'm breathing heavy, it's because I'm fat. All right, so we're about to enter some elevation. We're about 7,700 feet now. Here's a path going straight up, as you can see. Now these are really wide paths over here, a lot of the trails, and you can actually park on the east or the west side of the mountain. The west side's a little bit easier, and we did that for Mrs. X today. But yeah, and there's more parking as well. East side is pretty strong elevation, but we're hoping to find some ptarmigan that I can kill with my bare hands, and we can have that for lunch.
What color are they?
They're brown in the summer and white in the winter. Of course, they only live in Alaska, so I don't think we're going to find any today, but we're going to keep looking. We do have bears, coyotes, moose, and we just saw a bluebird, snakes. But this is a tower, that's what it's called. So there's a lookout at the top of this, so we'll see up there, or maybe on the way. Huh? So why are you breathing so hard? So I can live. So elevation. Hang on. We've gone up since you last saw me. This trail we're trying to get to the top of the lookout. We've gone up 42 feet. It's early in the morning.
It is 6 a.m.
So our plan today overall, we'll probably walk about 10 miles. Is that funny? I'll have to carry her for part of it.
I know.
We'll grab some ptarmigan for lunch and then set up camp for day one. We'll probably camp in different spots each night.
I'm not staying in the same camp you are.
That's good. You're probably gonna smell bad after 7 days. So we came to our first fallout shelter. That's that's for bombs, right? But we can use this for protection in case a blizzard comes in tonight.
Also, I'm glad there's tables for us to sit at.
Yeah, we can sleep on those. Now, I know you're thinking blizzard, so it's only August. There is still snow in the mountains. You can see a few tiny snow caps here and there. Not many, which is kind of unusual this time of year.
There's a little bit way over there in like the...
Yeah. But in 30 days from now, mid-September to mid-August, there'll be snow caps on the top of all these. In fact, it's pretty warm for 8 in the morning. So what we'll probably do next is we'll jump off the trail and we'll kind of go off trailing down there into below. Probably some good shelter, some good ptarmigan.
This is our shelter for tonight.
Yeah, but we can come back here and scope out. So we'll climb down the side of the mountain there. Did you bring any rope?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll lower you down. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Choose a different path because we were gonna lower Mrs. X down first, but she was way too heavy. Well, it could be that I'm incredibly weak. But I had a donut last night. It was delicious. Let me check our elevation. Okay. We've gone up another 30 feet since I last told you. Seems a lot higher than that. Because if you look, the trail kind of goes straight up. All right, we'll keep at it. If we can get to a good lookout spot, we can kind of get a lay of the land, see where a good place to go for shelter is. Like I said, there is old ruins of a castle somewhere. So we'll try and find that. And trail just split off. We could either go geet. So geet is if you have mush dogs, that means right. And I don't remember what left is. It's been so long since I've watched that show. I think it was 12 hours ago. So we've climbed a few thousand feet higher in elevation. And there's a guard post up here. So in the state I live in, we're very liberal. And so as a reward to prisoners, we release 20% of them every 10 years into these backwoods. And they have to fight each other to see who gets paroled early. And the troopers with the guns, they stay up here because you can get a good view. And sometimes they put TV cameras because it's usually televised on ESPN, the Ocho. There's Mrs. X always behind. She wouldn't survive if she was one of the convicts. Okay, this is great. We ran across some delicious, they call these TMNT. These right here, fantastic. They have a lot of succulent juice in them, so good nourishment. Some more over here. Mrs. X, go ahead and try some.
I'm good.
All right, so we'll take some and I'll put it in my pocket for a little bit later.
Your back pocket?
All pockets. I'll fill up all my pockets with it. Okay, so based on the sun, I'm guessing it's late afternoon. Wait, that way's west. Okay, it's still early morning. And something keeps poking me right around my nether regions. Is it you?
Yeah, it's me. You're right.
Can't keep her hands off me. It's something about the wilderness, just raw, basic, animalistic instinct. So one other thing, when you're in the mountains, always bring tissues. Whether you're prone to allergies or elevation, it's a godsend. If I could take anything with me, it wouldn't be food, wouldn't be water.
It'd be gum and tissues.
Gum and tissues and vodka, water in my camel pack. Thought I heard a ptarmigan. You hear that?
Yeah, it's a bee.
No. Those could be ptarmigans. So one of the difficulties of living off the land and going into unknown places is a lot of time the trails come to a divide, like you see here. And it's really difficult to know which one is the proper one to go on. I'm not sure on this.
Let's go to the right.
All right. So as we're heading back down from this 14er, actually it's probably close to an 8er, you got to be careful heading down. That's where you're probably most risk for a rolled ankle, bruised shin, because I got to tell you, we're so remote out here. If something happens, it's probably what they would call the end. So this is perfect. We found more of the ganjaya berries right here. I often call them the diarrhea berries, but apparently the timoniton I found earlier wasn't timoniton. It was cactus, so quite a few of those are stuck in my stomach, the spikes, so this diarrhea will help get them out. So it's gonna be a long night. Oh, this is a find here. So first of all, you can hear all the ptarmigan around, but if you look close, right here, I believe this is what they call red hair link tracks.
Isn't that a bicycle tire?
All right, let's keep going. So we're gonna do something I really don't like, but we're gonna go into this open area, open plain, follow the trail. Now, this is highly unrecommended. There's things like lions, tigers, velociraptors, stuff like that that can just jump out of this thick brush and kill you. But we have to because the sun, as you can see, it's starting to set. It's 8:30.
Isn't it 8:30 in the morning? I think you've only been here for like less than an hour.
Woman, another danger with hiking is when you come across large bodies of water. Thankfully, they have this bridge here. I don't think this bridge was here last time, and we had to go, 7 miles just to get around it. So I'm thankful for that.
I'm on one side, I'm on the other side.
You know, honestly, I didn't think we'd make it to the castle remains until day 3 or 4 because it's so deep in the interior. But we've been making really good time. Probably because we haven't seen many ptarmigan to hunt, but this is a very famous castle. It's from the times of yore. An evil ruler named Lord Farquaad lived here. He was not friendly to the animals of the area. He would collect them up, round them up, and eventually one of those animals they called a Shrek actually ended up killing him and destroying his castle here. So they do have it wired off because it's still unstable. But pretty cool to see such a cool piece of history. Lord Farquaad. This just shows the bad guys do not win. Now, interesting note, you know, they have some wooden fences to make sure people stay off these historic ruins. They also put electrified fence. So even if you get close, you want to be careful not to. Believe it or not, we're almost back to our car. So it's been a long 7 days, but for some reason it only felt like 90 minutes. And we actually went 30 miles. Oh, that only felt like 3. What can I tell you guys? we're just not cut out to spend the night. Mrs. X needs a nice bed and a shower. First time I took her camping, this was how long ago? 12 years ago?
Probably.
It got to 28 degrees in our tent.
And it was snowing.
And it was snowing. First time I took her, she didn't go for it. But I hope you had fun. We like to do this as often as possible. Sometimes weekly, we get up to different trails in the mountains. And it's just a good time. But as you can see, we like to have fun with it. So while this is an ordinary video, please give it a like. And if you like the humor, please subscribe because it's in every video. But a big shout out to Outdoor Boys. Check out their channel. I took a few shots at him. And if you know his channel, you'll know the shots. One is how many times did I say ptarmigan? But it is one of the coolest channels out there. The dude's personality is off the hook in a great way. He's got the hardest work ethic of anyone I've ever seen. He's got balls of ice. And not just because he sleeps in the cold, but he's entertaining as hell. So definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Thank you so much for joining us, but you can't make this stuff up. On the way home, Mrs. X said the only way she'd spend 7 days in the mountains is if pigs would fly. So then we're driving home. You can see it right here. And sure as shit, we saw this. Can't make that up. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Please hit the like. Take care.